volume.
Corral. Okay, Corral. The full name.
Okay.
Every time someone says okay, I always go Corral. It actually is the gunfight at the OK Corral.
Yeah. I always think of the goodies when I think of that.
The Eki Thump.
Yeah. Or slow mode. We've got slow mode on.
No, it's off. I got slow mode taken off. We've got excellent connection. Well done. Hey, team, how we going? Hey, Bailey's hat. How quick was that? Wherever he lays his hat is home. Dave D, stand fast. There you go, mate. A lot of officer videos are starting to come up, mate, at the moment for Shaggy Ridge, etc. We're going to put them on tonight and talk about them, but we'll do that another day. Might even do a reaction video. I reckon you'd really enjoy that one. Look at the members coming in hot. Kiwi's favourite G-string, Rob Wool. Rhinopolis, sounds Greek. Luke Craig, 2 first names. Quite confusing when calling a roll. Hey, Kaz and team, how you going? I am knackered, mate, and you're about to find out why. The Lurker. Very loud for a lurker, but we love it that way. We've got Mike Ledger, keeping us real. We've got 6'3 Yankee, JP, even a sniper, has a number 2. We've got absolutely Kaz, Banjo P. We've got Matt Man. It's been a while, Matt. Good to have you back here, mate. You are part of the family. When you can come here, when you can make it, very pleased. Straight off the back, look at that. Fletch, he feels guilty because he wins so much as a Patreon member that he feels that he needs to throw back financially. Okay, mate, because you're the first off the rank, we're going to throw this to you. You've never seen this done before. No safety net. It's a double up for Fletch. It's a Kraken. Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, Calamari. Guys and girls, we'll jump straight to it. I'm going to let you know what's going down. Bam. I promised my little girl before she was 9 years old she'd have a puppy. And then the 19 happened, the flu. And there was no dogs for sale anywhere. And the ones that are, supply and demand, cost more than an arm and a leg. Actually more. But if you keep your word, that means I should be number 1 daddy for a little while. So the team is bigger. The hound, the canine, not under the command of Rob Kent, is over at their house at the moment. It's not fair for her not to have the puppy beside her for the first night because she's the mum, I'm just the uncle. But here we are. Julian, pound that cake. We've got Fugly. Good to have you here, mate. I'm not accusing him based on his looks. We've got James Taylor Swift. G'day, mate. How you going? Make sure you tick subscribe and like while you're here, team. This is the channel, the global channel, the forever channel, your channel. Or channel, if I was from New Zealand. We've got Glenn Jones, not David Jones. The new service stations around here are now sponsored by David Jones and have eating hubs. I'm not sure what that looks like. I'll go tomorrow and check it out. Mike, love to stay and chat, but just started my workout. That's no worries, mate. That's no worries. You come back when you can. Happy to have you. We've got Jaden Harrison. Hey, guys, hope you're all doing well. We're doing well, mate. We're doing well, but knackered, mate. I'm wearing red just to feel more confident. Thank you for coming here, team. You know, if I was an Apple phone, I'd be sitting on 1% at the moment, I tell you. Just catching up on one of your streams. Love how you laugh at your own. Someone's laughing at me. Hey, Kaz and Lauren, to look up that tat, think I sent you at the Warm World. Okay, Robbie, I'll have a look, mate. Anyone watch the debate today? Sophie, I watched the debate. And like I said to Lauren, it was like watching Joe Biden. It was like a paddle pop on Ayers Rock in summer. He was melting under the scrutiny. I never heard him say a single policy. And one of my biggest fears of what's coming up is everyone that is voting for the left, the Democrat base, not one of them is doing it for Biden. Not one of them is doing it for Camel. They're all doing it for the sake of the party instead of what is going to be the new country that they live in. And that's a scary thing. You don't get my vote by saying you come from a certain party. You get it by earning it.
Yeah.
The danger of everyone being allowed to vote and people that shouldn't be allowed to vote cancelling out intellectually tax-paying, law-abiding citizens is a very dangerous game to play, because all you've got to do is offer something, a couple of chips, something for free, and you're going to get the lowest common denominator. Is going to say, yeah, I'll take that. I'll vote for you for that. And that's how you end up living in your own purgatory. Scary times, man. This should not be a close race, and it probably won't be. But, you know, every time you're back against common sense, sometimes you get surprised. Matt, man, I've been going through a lot of ups and downs. Are you into BMX? Snakes and ladders. Since the army shot me down, which has put me off being here as often. Man, you know, all you got to do, Matty, give me a call. We'll have one of our hour-long chats. We can do it this weekend, man.
And also, we are the Forever Channel. We are there for you for the ups and downs. Don't be afraid to come in and tell us your ups and downs. Lots of folk do. We're there for you for the long haul.
Yep, and one of the other things we're talking about tonight is mateship versus friendship. Mateship is transactional. That means you share the same space. You need each other to get through dilemmas. You need each other to get through a boggy point. You're part of a team. Okay, friendship is something that hopefully is developed by mateship and then turns into something and transforms into a friendship based on shared results, based on experience in adverse conditions. And you say, I will not let that person outside my circle of friendship. And if you think of a nucleus, there's little cells that come off it everywhere where there's all sorts of different friendships which have different things in common with you as you get older. But one thing I can say is the older you get, you start to get a little bit more picky with friendship. And before you know it, you may not have enough people to fit on a skateboard or to carry your coffin. That's why you get cremated. Hey, we've got Nathan Ireland here. Look at him. He's here. He's making sure he gets his shirt. And straight underneath him, let's be stoked, because Billy Ocean, not only does he want to be your lover, but he wants to be JJ's as well, because we've got our first Submariner in the chat.
Yep.
This guy's got
to a live band.
20,000 leagues under the sea. This is coming for him. That's right, Fletch.
It's a crackhead.
It is.
Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. Welcome, Calamari.
Jay, how you going, mate? Jay Hayes, West Side. Okay, not cerebral palsy. The only reason the puppy's not here, team, honestly, is because it just was not fair for the little one to not be with her dog, and it is her dog, for the first night.
Beautiful. Look how happy she is.
Yeah, and little pup with it, we're all sold. That's actually her dog, and his name is Achilles. That was her idea, to call the dog Achilles. It's a Cavoodle, doesn't drop hair, no allergies, all that sort of stuff. You know, she's been begging for this because I didn't have a smooth enough tongue or good enough DNA to make a second brother or sister for her. So I decided to buy her a battle buddy, because even a sniper has one. You need one. If you want to go alone, Bear Grylls style, who even has cameramen, that's going to be a shit life.
Yeah, exactly. Got to have people to share it along the way, and that's what we do here with this community.
That's right. Sophie, I'm on the Trump train. However, I didn't think he delivered the knockout blow needed for the undecided vote. Look, at the end of the day, Sophie, there is only one way to vote when you look at it, because they're supposed to be winning your vote, sure. But the fact is, he's the only politician you'll find anywhere in the world that actually delivers on his promises. He's already done so much while his entire left-wing cabinet has been against him. I don't think he has to do any more. He's already delivered everything. And now it's like, what are you going to deliver next? I think today what he tried to do was pull back a bit and not use as much rhetoric, not necessarily be presidential, but I think what he was trying to do was not look like a bull in a china shop like he was in the other debate. It didn't last very long, the moderator. I thought she was hot, that moderator. But she lost control really, really fast. But they gave her back the control. She was very lucky. Yeah, I thought it went okay, but Mr. Biden, I'd be worried about him if I was his family, let alone his party.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone's really caring about his best interests at the moment.
Yeah. Let's keep on some good news here for JJ, Sophie, Fletch, and all that. What we're going to do, team? I've got some whiteboards next door without being highly racist, and it's not that. And what I want to do is I want to make an honour board for you guys. What I want to do is once you actually get out of Kapooka IETs, etc., or maybe finish Kapooka, I don't know, maybe fully qualified, then what we're going to do is your name will be in small letters and you will go on the, we'll call it, bam, the Channel Law Honour Board, which will means you will actually go onto the board where you will be there enshrined on that board in permanent marker. So eventually we can see that board populate and show what an impact that we can have as people power and those that share the mic to give you somewhere to go, to be mentored, to ask questions and know that you're going to get a non-political answer back. Because I think it'd be great for you to know that you're on the board as well.
Yeah. I think the board's a great idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Sophie, I can't tell you how much it was. Let's just say it was over Cinco. It was over Cinco K. Cinco Kilo.
Yeah, and is it a cavoodle?
Yeah. Yep, between a cavalier and a poodle. So it doesn't drop fur, no allergies, bloody excellent. Bloody oath, I'd give that moderator a hard time, Nathan Island. You know what, mate? Sharon's caring. I tell you what, I'll date her and you can pay for the date.
Oh my God.
Fletch. Has to be out of ITs. There you go. Has to be fully qualified. The June board, so to speak. Jack Hurst, not cursed. Be careful what you say, Jack. When you wrote Hurst there, I thought you wrote Kursk, and we've got someone going to the JJ's going to Submariners, and if you write the Kursk, he's going to think of all the other Submariner disasters that take a man to the bottom of the ocean. I asked him the other day, Lauren, I said, why is it that there's no windows on submarines when you consider that the only submarine that's made it all the way to the ocean was completely made out of perspex and glass, not out of metal at all? If you're not tactical, imagine having the floodlights just go boom and come on, and there you are looking at krakens, huge eyeballs, shit like that, you know, outside the porthole. You know.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Jack Hurst has a question though.
Yeah.
Hey Kaz, what are the infantry specialists and what are your experiences with them?
Well, I'm going to be pretty bloody honest with you here. The specialists, okay, you've got reconnaissance, snipers and surveillance that are all around the same platoon. Okay, you've got signals, representatives. You've got assault pioneers, all right, your pioneers, and that is like an extension of engineers, except they're on the ground. You don't have to bid for them above battalion command. You've got mortars that give indirect fire 81mm mortars. Okay, you've also got DFSW direct fire support weapons that use our anti-armour weapons and our sustained fire machine guns, which means we normally fire in bursts of 20, you know, through the Mike 240 Golf or the Mag 58 as we call it in Australia, not the American version. And that's on a tripod and has tabulated data that sends out ammunition out and creates a beaten zone rather than first round on target, so to speak. So we suppress an entire area, 4 or 5 barrels that need to be cleaned after fire missions. They also have the Javelin, the 84, all that sort of stuff, depending on what you want to get out of your bag of tricks, so to speak. My experience, I was a very immature soldier when I first was in the 2nd 4th Battalion, and I think I was in 93 or 94, I did a mortar course, and I actually failed it based on attitude. Hitting the piss too much, being a dickhead, you know, unable to concentrate. Passed the tests okay, you know, but yeah, I passed on that, failed it on attitude and got my ass kicked at the rifle company. Went on, and then I was direct fire support weapons, heavy weapons, but then didn't go to the platoon because normally what happens is when you do a course and 30 or so people go, they might only take 4 people or 5 people from that course. And guess what happens next year? They spend all that money again, run the same course again, instead of going, let's just get the next 5 people that were from the last course. And that way, instead of running another course and everything that goes with it, they could use all the resources of a course and use that on the platoon. It doesn't always make sense. They've got all these qualified people that aren't in the platoon. So I've done pretty much all of my time in rifle companies. And one of the reasons for that as well, sometimes it was voluntary, was I quite like going on Hawaii trips. I like going New Zealand trips. I put off promotion at times to go on different trips. Whenever I could, I went back to the School of Infantry as an instructor. So I had a very unique rifle company specific career, which was fantastic because it meant I was always swapping notes with other instructors, whether it be from 1st Battalion, 3rd Battalion, 6 area, 8, 9, 5 area, 7 area, 5, 7 when they were together. Guys that were commandos, SAS. You've got all of this pollinisation of ideas that you wouldn't necessarily get if you were in the support company. Yeah.
Great answer. Miscellaneous is sending you much love from Gallipoli platoon.
Gallipoli, good on you, mate. Not just a theatre that we fought in against the Ottoman, and lost, but still had one of the most successful withdrawals as a swapping, a retrograde operation, which means swapping ground for time, so to speak, for us to be used somewhere else. That was a debacle, but it was also the baptism of fire for Australian troops who did their IET training in Egypt, getting ripped off by the ladies with STIs too. But thank you, mate.
Great.
Gallipoli platoon, all the best out to you, mate. And the Roman salute with the wrong hand. Okay, there we go. It's a tough time being in transit, mate, but I'm here for you guys.
Yep, in soldier support company at the moment.
Yep. You'll have some fun there. Won't be long before you get your weekends back and go to either Merryweather, go over to, what's it called? Beautiful bar up there. Or if when in doubt, go down to Honeysuckle Hotel. Best chips, overpriced, live music, beautiful women, view of the ocean, and no salad. So just alcohol, scurvy, and pirate songs.
Scurvy. That reminds me of a great show I was watching this week. It was called The Terror, and it was about the ship. There was the Erebus and the Terror, and boy, that was scurvy.
Well, there was a cursed ship in the First Fleet, which for some reason it lost the majority of the people that were actually on that boat when almost no one died on the other boats. And
what was its name?
I don't know. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really, really horrific to know how slow that death was for those convicts.
Yeah, awful. Your wounds reopening, awful.
Yep. Private Jenkins in Gallipoli, you can hang out with him, bro. There we go. Oh shit! I've got Dom's team. I've got me easy bar downstairs to do the bicep curls. It's kind of tough keeping the girls happy sometimes.
Yep, that's it.
Neato mosquito.
Yep. And I don't know a username is here as well. It's okay. You're not really late because we've really just begun.
Only just begun.
That's right. That was just for you, Mr. Patterson.
Yep. I tell you what, team. I'm the happiest guy in the world to have made me little girl happy today. To have the family bigger, to have that little beautiful critter, to remind me that there's happiness as well, not just negativity. That people are trying to just maintain that blanket, that shroud of negativity over us.
Yeah, there's some really bad attitudes, I think, getting around, and I think everyone, is a bit down at the moment. Sometimes it's like there's been a depression bomb dropped.
Jesus, I've got a Lego arm. It's just, I can't even straighten it. That's one of the hardest things in the army. If you've got DOMs from physical PT and you've got to march around the area and your arms are bloody bent like a politician's. Truths.
Okay, here's a question. Luke Craig would would like to know, hey Kaz, do the Army recognise civilian qualifications if you were to join Engineer Corps, i.e. qualified boilermaker?
I think they do. I think they do, mate, but that doesn't mean, I don't really know. They'd have to, because it's a civilian accreditation. They would. But that still doesn't mean you don't do courses. Then there'd be a course that would be how this translates into military boilermaking, because there's other roles on top of that. They're just not going to teach just your trade.
No, you might just need some remedial education.
It's how it assimilates in the military context in an operational environment.
Nathan, I'm not going to talk him into having another Pepsi.
Yeah, look, as it is, the doctor said there's no lasting effects from that Pepsi, but...
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, there you go. Dave knows. He's saying Ramian, yes. There you go.
There you go, David knows. Tyson Walker has got his enlistment on the 8th of March. Congratulations. Any tips on how to deal with missing family, as I have 2 young sons, 3 and 4?
Look, I'm pretty good on this question there, Tyson, and I hope you do okay against Roy Jones Jr. soon in the big fight. That's not Mike Tyson. Mate, as a father, the staff will be sympathetic to people that have families, so to speak. You let them know that I have young kids, and they will reward your family, not you. When they throw you some slack, it's not because you're a dad, it's because your family deserves, they're involved in this too. So what I'd do is sometimes I would carry someone's phone for them, and what I'd do is I'd go over to them and give him phone time, but I'd make sure it's always at the same time each day so his family can plan around that. Outside that, make sure you've got something you can FaceTime, and you're in a neutral location where you're not going to get yourself in the shit for FaceTiming, so they can get excited about what you're doing. The other thing is to make sure you write letters, not just phone calls. It can be very easy just to make phone calls, when if you send a letter home to the kids, they can get real excited waiting by that mailbox. So take some stamps with you, enough to have 50 or whatever, and write a letter every 2 days and send it home, so that they come running to the letterbox.
Yeah, your boys will love them when they're grown up. They will, I can guarantee they'll keep them. And Nito Mosquito has some good advice there on that point, and he would know, with his missus being away, just know it's not forever, that you'll be gone, and think of how proud your boys are going to be when they see you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, mate, as the child of a father, but also the child of a veteran, my father, I have no ill feelings for when he wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was so proud to tell people, my dad's in the army. That's what he does.
Yeah, so my kids.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt a kid to not, if dad is not there, but it's because he's doing his job, that's different to dad just not being there.
Yeah, exactly. Dad's off achieving.
They won't take you for granted. And you let him know, if I come back and find out Mum is not happy with the way you behave when I'm not here, that's it. We're going out for dinner and it's going to be goddamn vegan.
Yep.
That's a punishment.
What?
Take the kids out to a vegan dinner. They think they're going out for a steak. Hey, Mr. P, how you going, mate?
Dave said his kids have the letters that he sent home from Kapuka, and he'll keep theirs forever.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah. I had to get rid of the letters that all my previous partners on previous trips. I used to have a different girl for every operation I was on. And we had to get rid of the letters because the girls were getting butt sore when they go, what's the go with these 60 letters here? You go, you've got no problem if you write 61.
Yeah.
You better write more than the next girl, than the previous girl.
Yeah, read them and you'll have to do better.
Yeah.
Up the ante.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Aaron Dixon here today, team. We were meant to be doing a whole bunch of reaction videos, but as soon as we sat down after giving him La Rap, the best kebab in Penrith, Western Sydney, the Bronx, take cover, we came back and the debate was starting for the US election, the last debate.
That'd be funny if Dicko's going to do reactions with you.
Oh, it's gold. A lot of people don't know that Dicko is some of the things we're going to do on. I don't really want to give it away because he's still going to do it next week. But Dicko's an undefeated boxer, whereas I'm an only defeated boxer. And Dicko has fought on operations before. You know, the poor guy he fought, you know, such a lovely bloke, never got one punch in, and Dicko just played hopscotch on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, when we were overseas, they've had boxing nights on different operations where you fight other fighters from other countries. It takes some special balls to go in and represent your country in the military against another military guy, you know, while both countries are watching, and other countries for that matter, because your reputation within your battalion, within your environment will go on, and they'll remember you were that guy that either flew or fell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Dicko is great. We're really fortunate to have him, I think.
Yeah, we are. He's a lovely bloke.
Yep, he seems really nice. He seems really genuine.
Yep. And Fletch, he's a kickboxer. I always got taught don't kick a man while he's down, but, you know, if that's going to give me one win, then maybe I need to start doing that.
Emma C's here. Hi, Emma. And Rob Kent just rolled in.
Robbie Kent. Did you see we got the dog today? The keeper of hounds, Robbie Kent. It's a beautiful little puppy, mate. But I tell you what, at 8 weeks, they're pretty bloody fragile. I tell you, mate. It cost me more than what it cost someone to get out of Germany after World War II. Emma, how you going, darling? Howdy, all the way from Texas. She's not, but...
Mr. Axe, which I haven't seen that name before, so hello.
Senor Axe, how you going, mate?
Hey, Kaz, I hope you're doing well, but one question, which Army full-time role should I chase or choose?
Chase.
Combat engineers, I have eyes on, but I know there is others. Also, I'm trying to get my year 10 because I'm a dropout. That's okay, you can do it. There's plenty of like adult education courses and things like that. You can do it.
And Mr. Axe, I've been a drop kick before.
Yeah.
Mate, engineers, combat engineers, it is a fantastic corps. You know, if you are good with your hands and not just what the ladies say, mate, it'll give you tickets, it will give you camaraderie, it will give you mateship, it'll give you adventure, you know, it'll give you other potential apprenticeships that you can do, you know, while getting paid very well, some fantastic conditions. It's a really great one that really gives back as well. Other ones, I believe, are Cav, fantastic, Signals Corps, Intelligence Corps, Infantry, naturally, if you're young and you want to be a professional athlete. And then follow, if there's not enough in infantry and you also don't want to go to special forces, go, okay, what other extracurricular activity can I get qualified in? Maybe it's going to be something to do with counterterrorism, university coursing, tertiary education in, I don't know, global terrorism or geopolitical politics.
Things that you could do. Yeah, but there's a lot of adult education, even just to get that year 10. Go for it, because you'll be so proud of yourself. We'll be proud of you too.
We will be.
But when it comes down to what they choose, right, that is really not a decision you can make for them, is it? They kind of really have to look inside themselves and look at the roles in depth and weigh it up and make that choice.
Yeah, and not just the roles, but you've also got to remember the people that go to the corps that you want to go to. Are they the sort of people that you want to surround you for potentially the next 40 years? You know, or are they going to be a stepping stone to get to something else? Or do you want to go to engineers, get some good tickets and be out in 6? Because there will be a return of service obligation depending on what you do as well.
Neville bloody Bartos is here and he's already said there's no cash here.
Cash, none here, mate.
Mike Ledger's just come back. Carl P is here. And Jessie Enderby is just got back from the gym. Hello, everyone. And Kane. Hi, Kane.
Hey, Kane, how you going up there in North Queensland? You know, apparently your borders are about to open. If that's the case, that means that Hillary Clinton's going to be coming down, flying down, airmail, so to speak, and landing down here, you know, for the Donald Trump Invitational, the election coverage that's going to happen from 2750, Western Sydney, Bronx.
Emma's from South Australia.
Is she really?
For her say, yes. She's South Aussie.
SA.
Yep, SA. Jessie Enderby said, my brother wants to go to ADFA. How can I persuade him to go general entry instead? Just don't. Let him do what he wants to do.
Yeah, let him chase what he wants to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him make his own bed, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And that's his calling, you know, perhaps. And everyone's calling is a little bit different.
Yep.
Nol Your Nam says, G'day, Kaz, Lauren and team, with a hand of colour. Hello.
Hello, mate. How you going? Interesting time today. You know, my house looks like I've tried to barricade it from frickin' zombies, but all it is a 500 gram puppy. You know.
Have you picked up any poo yet?
No, but it actually whined, and I was going, you can't be toilet trained already. At 8 weeks. You're legend. And it went outside, and it must have been, Jesus, eating ration-packed cheese, because it came out hard, you know.
Well, that's good that he went outside, that he let you know.
Yeah.
What a clever boy.
Yeah, he's a thick boy in the butt region. He's a real cutie. When we picked him up and we're taking him back from the shopping centre, you should have seen people's faces. It was like people haven't been happy for ages, and they just saw this little puppy getting carried. Yeah. I looked like upside down socks from bloody Kapuka because I just paid for it. But
Neville has just committed blasphemy. He said he was disappointed at Cactus Jack's.
What the hell? Have they let it slip?
Maybe. I don't know.
Cactus Jack's is the best Mexican food in the world. You know.
They quite nice margaritas also.
Yeah, but I'm a man. I don't drink margaritas.
Oh, you don't?
You know, if I want to taste the salt, I'll lick my arm after working hard.
Oh, good grief.
Well, that's what happens. You know, that's one of the things that's really funny when people hydrate. If you're in an office environment, if you're a city person and you're not a tradie, if you're a city person, you can hydrate by drinking water. If you're a manual labour person, if you're someone that works outdoors in the actual arduous conditions, adverse conditions, it's not enough to drink water. You know, you have to replace the salt. It is the salt loss that will bring you down. You know, you can actually make yourself pretty sick by just downing the water but not doing that salt replacement, which is the reason why ration packs are so important, because they are heavy in salts and sugars to replenish that Biden bounce. There was a little bit more in that one in case you didn't know. Yeah, so it's important to eat that food and get those sugars into you. You keep the rush up artificially where is required. I have had boots that were white from the amount of salt loss. I've had uniforms that could stand up on their end just from the amount of salt. Socks that look like bloody ping pong paddles.
And they can stand up on their own.
Yep.
Yep, gross.
Yeah.
Madison's wondering if we've already spoken about mateship and friendship.
Okay, we're about to, Mr. P. Mateship and friendship. Right, when you get to Kapuka, you're going to understand straight away that you've just left friendships. A lot of them were school friendships, and they will deteriorate now because you'll have almost nothing in common with them, because a friendship still needs to be fertilised. It needs to be continually maintained, right? And it has to be sometimes re-earned.
Yep.
But a mateship is transactional. We were talking a bit about it before. When you get to Kapuka, you're going to be 2 metres from someone you've never met. And regardless of who they are, colour, gender, background, etc., or where they're going to next, they are going to be a mate. The only people that matter in your Kapuka platoon is your section, and that is it. And they are mates. You know, it is transactional. you're going to forget about them 2 days after you leave Kapuka, unless they're coming with you. And then when you get to the School of Infantry, whether you get to the School of Signals in Watsonia, whether you go to the School of Engineers at Steel Barracks, Sydney, or whether you go to Pucka and do transport, armoured corps, etc., then you may maintain a bit of a friendship with those guys because you have some common ground. But then you're going to go into another course where you'll replace them out with new mates. So these people, you can perceive that they are mates or friends. Don't get it mixed up, because you'll continually replace them and replace them. There's a conveyor belt of people that are here right now for you that you need. And it's like you don't get time. It's like when you move on from a relationship. You know, it feels devastating at first, but as soon as you've got another one, poof. Sorry, Navy. You forget the previous one, and now all of a sudden all your problems are going away, and you've moved on. That's what mateship feels like. You know, and you can end up with so many, especially after a 20-year career, you can't even remember half of the people that you thought at the time were like best friends. But as you play the game, as you get promoted, as you travel around, you realise the importance of the mateship, the friendship. And that is why a soldier that doesn't know anyone else but can come over to any group of 10 soldiers and straight away, how you going, fellas? Completely approachable and, bam, accepted instantly until you do something to lose those points, because they acknowledge that you can't get through this alone and we have to help each other. You have to give, and this is the great thing for you guys that go in there that are feeling unconfident, or girls, that when you go in there as an Australian soldier, you will be accepted straight away. You can also be rejected, but you know, if you break those rules, if you act like that guy on SAS Australia Channel 7, if you act like an individual, they'll cut you away, and you'd better be able to do everything by yourself because you just said you're a loner. Mate equals meet at the end. Okay. But we remember we travel at the speed of the second slowest person, not the speed of the slowest person, because the slowest person still needs someone, okay, to keep them moving faster. If you put the slowest person at the front, guess what happens? You move at that person's speed. Too slow.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, and don't be surprised. You know, if you don't prepare, people will actually lay hands on you, and they will drag you faster than what you can go. And if you vomit mum's spaghetti, you know, on your shirt already, you know, no one's going to give a shit. As a matter of fact, they'll probably laugh at you and go, should have maybe gone for a run before you came. You know, it's going to happen. There's an activity that happens, Lauren, at the School of Infantry, which is the section competition.
Okay.
And basically what occurs is the section commander is normally part of PT sessions. When you're doing things that are battle PT orientated, normally the section is there. The section commander is yelling at you on the obstacle course, on the bayonet assault course, all that sort of stuff. But when it actually comes to the section competition and you turn up there, then what happens is you've got all this awkward equipment to carry, and he just stands back. And they watch the way the leadership prevails in the section in the absence of direction. Who's going to take the tyre and stay on the tyre? Who's going to lift the log? Who's going to communicate? Who's going to control changes and rotations? And they will allow you to either bring out the mateship or fail together. You know? So make sure you're the person that is ready to step up to the plate and go, righto, you're on this, you're on that, you're on that. Don't worry. You know, we're going to pass the stuff around, but don't look for diversity where you go, oh, it's not fair, we've all got to carry the soap. No, it doesn't work that way. There's performance-based punishment where Fletch will carry the gun because Fletch is good at carrying the gun. Is it fair? No. Just because he did more work than someone else and then turned up more prepared, because we still need the section to pass. But that doesn't mean you turn up weak, because I might just give you the gun to either let you fail to prove the point or make you stronger by you working a bit harder. You need to be able to carry every single weapon system. You need to be able to do every single job. It's the reason why Australians represent so well, because you have to be qualified or be able to be competent in every role within the section. And that includes stepping up.
Yep. No, because like they're all parts of a machine,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And so you have to play your part in the machine.
Look, they are, and some people are made of Rolex components,
Yep.
and some people are made of the same one but made in Thailand. You know?
I think that our Fletch is a real Rolex.
Yeah, I think it's the real Rolex.
Yeah, he's not a knockoff.
Yeah.
Jesse Enderby just noticed your tattoo. He's planning on getting one himself. What's the rule for them in the army? Dave has already answered that. No face, high neck, or hands.
Yeah. I just saw a video that someone sent to me too on top of grooming, and this is really, really bizarre. Air Force has already got a bad enough name in the ADF with being the softer side of the ADF.
Yeah.
Now, if this is true, in the UK, they've relaxed things so much for the Air Force that they're letting them, for cultural reasons, keep their dreadlocks, their hair braids.
Yep.
You're going, bullshit.
I actually thought it was a workplace safety thing.
Well, it would be. As well, how are you going to put your goddamn hat on?
Well, and especially in the Air Force, because they, some of those roles, they are working with, like, machinery and stuff, right?
Yep.
And I'm just thinking that's like, to me, an unnecessary risk.
I think it's a sign of goddamn weakness.
It's crazy, isn't it?
There's a saying in the military that, sometimes the tail wags the dog. Anything to do with identity politics, I don't give a shit about your identity. I don't give a shit. No one gets treated special. We all look the same on the wall of honour when it goes wrong.
You're meant to all be the same. It's an equalizer.
Yep.
It's that machine, and it's crazy. Really, I was shocked when I saw it. Here's one. BD Da Fox. Hey Kaz, first
cool
time
name.
watching the stream. Welcome. I have a quick question. I've always wanted to join the ADF, but I'm 28 and I had 2 ACL recons from rugby and sparring and a plate over my cheekbone. Infantry or nah?
No, not infantry, mate. Honestly, and the Fox, if you wanted to go to infantry, Army Reserve would still potentially be an option. But, mate, with that, I don't want you to be a cripple. I don't mind the cheekbone sort of thing. That's fine. Yeah, we don't want you to be a cripple, mate. My back is smoked. So is Aaron Dixon's. Yeah. You're going to live for a long time, mate, and we need you to have the best options. I would say to you, definitely keep trying to join the Army. 28 is no barrier at all. It's fantastic. But there are so many cores that you could do. You could still go for Cav. Okay, you could still go for intelligence. You could still go for signals. You could still go for MPs and say, I'm going to be an MP, but I don't want to give people tickets. What I want to do is have attack dogs. You could go for engineers. All those things that aren't about romping and stomping through adverse conditions in very restricted terrain with extremely heavy packs on for prolonged periods of time, surviving 72 hours between ration packs and water resupplies. Okay, it's like you actually know it yourself. You've said it. You're clearly a smart guy. Can we get some hands of colour in there also for BD? It's his first time here. Feel free to subscribe, mate, and we'll answer your questions as they come. And the best way to answer your questions is, in actual fact, dribble style. And I don't mean, again, Biden trying to drink. What I mean is through osmosis, you coming here and just hearing us talk about shit. That's the way to learn. Aidan Ruth, because this is about 1 month old news now. What is your opinion on the Chief of Defence changing Army core values? I didn't even know about that. Aidan Ruth, I will tell you, but did you watch the last stream? Did you know that you are the double recipient winner of how much is in the sailor's sack? You're getting both of the shirts. You and Nathan Ireland you're getting 2 shirts. Nathan Ireland is getting 1.
Yep, you want
well
it
done.
fair square. We love seeing you working out. I knew straight away as soon as I saw your comment, this guy's going to be hard to beat. I'm really proud of myself, Kaz. Do you know why?
What have you done?
Well, Mr. Patterson always does these little quizzes in the chat, and for the first time ever, I got it right.
Well done. I'd clap my hands, but, you know, we was like the microphone, don't want to deafen people with these hands that were made for pleasing you, baby.
Well, it was simple. He asked, what is near your poon?
Me belly button.
Yeah. No, I got it right. Shoalwater Bay.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking out of the gutter.
I only know that because I've seen folks off to it, you know.
Aidan, so you said 700, I believe, and 1,000.
Yep.
Or 800 and 1,000. There was 845, mate. The hint was I was holding up the cup with Donald Trump on it, which is 45. The 45th president.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got it.
Both fair and square.
I thought you were going to get smoked because you were on either side, but no one went high. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of people went high. Someone said like $27 or something.
Yeah, someone said 27. I was going, dude, they clearly didn't watch the whole video.
No.
Grew up, BD is saying, you grew up in RSA. That's South Africa?
South Africa, I think, yeah.
So I've been throwing around since I was 12. So I'd feel like a waste, but I appreciate that. Recruiters just blew smoke, and Agi was the closest I could get. Thanks all. Mate, there's a lot of good roles, man, but you sound like you know yourself pretty well, mate.
Yeah, and they're all important.
Yeah. Yep.
All of them are. Yeah. Okay, Aidan Ruth. On the 1st of October 2020, the Secretary-in-Chief of Defence Force released a unifying set of values across defence: service, courage, respect, integrity and excellence.
I'd say live by them yourself then.
Yep.
That's what I'd say. You know, we are seeing the Army has never had more people applying, but the standards are being dropped. That doesn't make sense in any realm.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
It doesn't. Lip service.
Nor does affirmative action. You can't tell James Taylor you can't come in because you didn't get this pass in English, but you did really well in your, in your aptitude test. You know, but someone else who turned up that can't physically even get out of bed, you know, can now have a 7-week course fully paid for so they don't feel upset as they enlist. It seems like a bit of an oxymoron right there.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. We are not the same. They've tried to say we're the same army. We're all in the same army. No, we're not. There is so much diversity in the bell curve of roles within the military. Same as Navy, same as Air Force. Look at Air Force. One is going spray painting tyres black. The other one, no shirt on, in the cockpit of an F-22 fighter, danger zone. They could not be more different to each other.
Yeah, others are practically like hackers on their computers, you know, so there is massive diversity in the roles. Hey, Snuffles says it's their first comment since getting out of Kapuka.
Well done, Snuffles.
Congratulations.
I'd love to hear what your best story was. What's your best story of human weakness that you saw at Kapuka? Because that's one of the things about joining the military. You get dark humour where you actually just sit there and just love the cringe of watching other people when you go, no, I can see what's going to happen here. Whether it's insubordination, whether it's doing something incorrectly, not learning from mistakes, etc. It can be pretty funny.
Okay, are you ready for another question?
Yeah.
James Wood. G'day, Kaz and team. Quick question. Sure, you've probably answered it before, and apologies for that. That's okay. What's the general timeline for applying and then going off for your assessment sessions?
We're in a different year to ever before, man. You know, everything across the HR spectrum, human resources, in all roles, jobs, etc., is being either stretched out, you know, or completely cut away. We've got people here in comments that have been training for over a year. while waiting in between, and then maybe sometimes having to go back and do their assessment session again because so much time has lapsed. People that have done multiple PFAs because the time has lapsed, etc. So no one knows, mate, but you do know that you won't be in before, next year.
Yeah, exactly. And there does seem to be a big difference for all sorts of people that we're seeing. So we can't even really guess or give you a ballpark.
No. And you know what? One of the biggest questions at the moment that we can't answer, or I don't know is, and I think I'm wrong, is what's going to happen for the Christmas leave for those that are in Kapuka that'll only be partway through their course. There's still postings to happen. There's still promotions to happen. Normally everyone gets sent home, but will the military actually say we cannot afford, if you're from Victoria especially, to give a double quarantine period to you, in a hotel? But at the same time, you can't have them stay at Kapuka because they'll go absolutely feral, because you're only allowed to do a certain amount of things and you can't start letting them out in town.
Yep.
It's a debacle, a real debacle. And it's no one's fault.
Yep, it's going to be interesting. Bailey's Hat said that they started doing the 2.4 kilometre training, like you said last video, and I'm wondering what I should be aiming for in time.
Under 10 minutes.
Okay, there you go, under 10 minutes.
Just aim for under 10 minutes.
Ryan Ward has asked, when you were an instructor, did you have any trainees give you lip?
No.
No, because it doesn't happen.
Look, what the thing is, you got to remember, you're there by volunteer. One, you can get charged straight away, but I didn't charge anyone my entire career. Okay, you don't. Why would you want to be a smartass? You can be a smartass. You can. If I personally have a go at you and you can sense there's banter, you can do it back at me, and especially if there's wit, and I'm going to have a bit of a laugh too and go, not bad, not bad, and I'll probably even like you for it. But don't make it too regular. The other thing is, guys and gals, that as an instructor, I always made it fun. I always made it fun because I wasn't a Kapuka instructor. I was either a junior leadership training instructor, or I was an infantry instructor for IETs, initial employment training, where you're actually showing them like a father, you're making this move into our corps. I want you to be proud of what you do. So part of what I do would be to actually arm you with the mindset and that pride that you've made a great decision and, you can do it. I've put my arm around soldiers before when they're crying when they failed because they were good soldiers who just, by some sort of fuck up, made a repetitive error and it cost them a back squad. And it might have even been an injury, someone like Fletch, etc. When I used to be an instructor for officers, the first thing I used to say when I used to go in there is no requirement for you to have a pen in your hand or to take notes when I speak, unless you're going to use that pencil or pen for pain manipulation to keep yourself awake. And you won't need to do that. If I see you sucking off the invisible man, remember I also run the PT. What's that?
No, you running PT. I imagine that would suck.
But I also made it fun, and it made sense, the reason why I did PT, and I always had nicknames for it, like Lord of the Lunge, okay, or the, what was it, the Cadence Crippler. They were famous sessions, that people go, oh no, what does that mean? Especially Army Reservists, they were shit scared of it. Everybody's jiggling when they did the teabag challenge. But if you turn to my pool session, guess what? I'm already wet. So oh shit, he's ready for this one. But when I used to see them, I'd always let the platoon commanders know, if I can't convince you the wealth of a platoon sergeant, in the first day that you meet me, then I'm not meant to be your instructor. So different is better than good. So if I saw Dave D, then I would come over and I would talk to him in a different way that is there to stimulate him, where it's about making you go, okay, I like the angle this kid's coming from. And that's what they want to hear, is not that you're there yelling at them, not that you're comparing egos, not that you're looking down at them because they're younger than you and they're just joining the army now. You need to treat them for what they're going to be, and you can get more bees with honey.
Yep, you catch more flies with honey.
More flies. Them too. Yep. Don't wipe your ass and you'll catch flies as well.
Oh my gosh.
Make your toilet paper look like raisin bread.
You don't cross the line, you long jump over it. Okay, are we moving along?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay, Mr. Patterson will be going for a nap soon. Whenever you're off, let us know, Mr. Patterson. Daniel Cherry has just arrived.
Hey, Mr. Cherry.
Good, I had a lovely day. Kanjini has a question. Hey, Kaz, do you think the ADF should change to a different 5.56 rifle? Maybe something more like the Americans or Canadian forces?
No. No. My answer to that is no. We haven't found in operational theatre that our weapon system has failed us in any way. I'm not sure whether this moved to the 6.5. Wait 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah.
Dog update. Hello?
Hi. Does this dog have fleas?
Does it?
Scratches and scratches and scratches.
I saw that scratching happening. Wait 2 seconds, guys. I saw that scratching happening, and I was wondering what the hell was going on. It was scratching a lot, actually.
Yes.
So what I'll do tomorrow, I'm taking it to the vet tomorrow or the next day anyway. And when I do, what's going to happen is I will find out what's going on with it, yeah?
Yeah, please. I don't want fleas in his friggin' house.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the dog doesn't want to have fleas either.
No, of course not. Did Aaliyah bring its brown rug in there?
Yes.
Okay. It's not allowed to have that until it goes to bed because it's got its brother and sister smell on there.
Oh, Leah, the dog can't have that till it goes to bed.
It's its comfort blanket.
It's its comfort blanket. Smell of its brother and sister. Oh, it likes going into the pillows, eh?
Yeah.
Likes going into the pillows. Yeah. Okay. And did they say when it's supposed to go to sleep?
No, you just put it down. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay?
Did they say how long it sleeps for at night?
They said it should probably wake up about once during the night.
Yeah.
And when it does, go and check on it. Okay?
Yeah.
Take it to the pea blanket or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and that should be it.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going to go scratching again. Scratch, Leah.
Okay, tomorrow, I'll take it tomorrow. And I'll go and get that sorted out, okay?
Okay. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to put it in the bathroom, upstairs bathroom.
Yep.
And just close the door.
And
we'll put the bed in there. We'll put the bed in the shower.
Yep.
Leave the door open, obviously. And then we'll put the wee mats around just outside the shower door.
Yeah, and I'd put a couple of little bits of food in there too.
Didn't you say no new feed at 8 and 4?
Yeah, but you know, I didn't give it that much. So all you do is soak a little bit in water and put it in there. So if it wakes up,
yeah.
that'll distract it.
He's scratching crazy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a look.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Beep.
Bye.
Hey guys, how you going? Sorry.
You're back, that's okay.
It looks like little puppy might have fleas already. Given to us with some stowaways, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready to jump straight back in?
Yeah.
Okay, Roman Jono with the seasick cow has asked, hey Kaz, is there anything I could do to start working on my land nav skills? What coordinates do you guys train?
Look, what I would say with that Roman, and fantastic name by the way, mate, and I'll put this back up again for you. Let's wait till that's over.
I accept.
Thank you for that, Roman. It's the first time I've ever received money off a Roman. Fantastic. SPQR. Mate, don't try and jump too early. You will be taught graduating lessons in theory and then practical on navigation. And the other thing is we don't use degrees, we use mils. So instead of 360 degrees, we're a hell of a lot more accurate, and we get a 6,400 mils, 6,400. Okay, that's used normally through a silver compass or a prismatic compass. Don't worry about it until you get there, so that you get taught correctly on how to do it in a military manner. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. You'll learn about the subtension rule. 1 mil is 1 metre over a kilometre, etc. You'll learn about 6-figure grid references, 8-figure grid references, 10-figure grid references, and why they're important. You'll be fine. Resections, back bearings, all that sort of stuff. You'll be fine.
Yep. Yes, you will be. Bailey's thanking for the advice tonight. You're very welcome, Bailey's.
I wish I had a Bailey's now, actually. Bailey's and cream.
Oh, yuck.
It's nice.
I can't do like alcohol and milky stuff together.
Well, you should one day try dry ginger ale and put it with milk. It's fantastic.
Yuck! That has got to be unkosher.
Taste it. You'll be laughing.
Disgusting. I tell you what, Don Trump put me onto something delicious.
What's that?
It was like the hot salted popcorn with Maltesers in it.
No, I don't do chocolate in my popcorn. It's like Coke and Pepsi. You don't mix it.
I was sceptical, but it was actually one of the most delicious things I've ever tried in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Simon Powell would like to know, is there any chance he can catch up with you next week?
It should be. At the moment, I'm just, I've got to get out of here in a second because I'm going to go and do a trip around and go and see the puppy and make sure everything's okay.
Good idea.
And grab a cup of coffee.
Yep.
And the next couple of days look at making a few potentially reaction videos as we get ready for the team to start turning up for the Donald Trump Invitational. I realised how much crap I've got. We've got Mr. Angus there too, my favourite steak.
Yeah.
What's he saying down there?
The first live stream from Darwin. Hello, welcome. What is the current wait time in applying for infantry?
It'll be at least 3 months, mate. What you need to do is apply as soon as possible. Try to get the U session out the way, assessment session out the way as quickly as possible, and then the PFA will normally be when you get closer. You still have to wait for the entire Christmas period, break, posting cycle, promotion cycle to be out the way. So this is the slowest time of the year for that. Yeah.
Okay. Midori with milk, that sounds heathen, Jesse. You can't do that. That is disgusting also. You guys eat some rubbish and drink some rubbish, I reckon. Okay. BD, have you got time for a couple more questions?
Yeah, well, let's do 3 more questions before I go and see the pup.
BD has said, have you guys seen how bad people have been towards Honey Badger? Thought it's a bit rich considering the type of show. I agree that it's a bit rich because there's a world of difference between like intimate partner violence and something kind of athletic. There is a world of difference, and I don't think we should be telling people that they are a victim if they do not think they are one. If they're in a relationship and they don't see it, that's totally different. They are worlds apart. It's actually offensive for the two to be compared.
I think it's really weird that we can be saying that no one's offended by someone punching out Merrick. You know, they pulled the Honey Badger off that girl he was boxing, crushing. You know, she realised then that she can't compete with men, especially Apex men. But they called that off before she had taken more of a licking. You know, the tackle they did, what's he meant to do? The whole point about this show is that when you go in, and especially she volunteered and asked for him, and she got what she asked for. But the whole thing is that that's what equality looks like. That's what equality looked like. You go in there. If you play with a bigger ball, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Sophie.
Yep.
Thoughts on and I'm a fan of the honey badger. I've got no, and you know what? The girls, I bet you they don't have a problem with it either. Don't get offended for them because they're not offended either.
Exactly right, and I'm speaking from experience. I even do domestic violence advocacy. I am so annoyed by people linking the two. It just shows their ignorance about it. I really do. I'm not sure how deeply you can answer that question from Sophie.
Thoughts on Riccardo Rossi and the Australian one? Honestly, Sophie, I'm not up to date with Australian politics because I'm not a fan of it, and two, I don't like the way, other than Sky News, that we are linked to the US political discourse. You know, I haven't done any research on that, but I probably will now. Thank you very much for that, and this is for you. And I'm going to put this one here for Roman as well. Double up.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a kraken! Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy.
Thanks, Gallipoli. Can we please get some hype in the chat, some thumbs up of colour, if you will, okay, for Roman, who has joined us here as a member within the team. Great to have you here, mate. Thank you for the coffee. Now, I'll need that with this puppy, I can tell. And Sophie, I'll go and look up Riccardo Rossi. I like his name. I at first, because my eyes are not going very well, I thought you were saying Valentino Rossi there. I was going to say I love Valentino Rossi, number 46. There you go. Look at that, Roman.
Yeah, that's so great.
Look at Aidan Ruth, how stoked he is. Look at that. Oh, we're getting the fingers up from... What's that? That Wiccan writing down there.
Which one?
Down there.
Where? What's down there? What do you mean?
Is that Korean or?
Where? I can't even see anything. That's
look down the bottom. Someone's given a finger, the middle finger, instead of the thumbs up. Okay, to you or that hiragana or whatever it is. G'day, mate. We'll take any attention we get here.
Yeah, we don't mind what you call us as long as you call us.
Oh, Japanese, there you go. I said, got it right. Is that hiragana? I like it. I love it. Did you know hiragana was, when it was made, which is the symbology, almost like hieroglyphics for Egyptians and ever, it was considered to be so complex that a Westerner couldn't learn it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. We're both fans of Japan, both Lauren and I.
Yeah, big fan here.
Okay, g'day from Queensland, brother. Oh, there you go. So it's not someone from Japan. No. But I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Of course you will.
Carl P., thanks for those hands up. The last time I saw that many thumbs up, it was when I got out of the army. Guys and gals, we're going to get out of here. Out of necessity, I want to go and just make sure that the puppy's been put to bed properly, see if there's anything I can do, because naturally my daughter's mum can't just go out and do things now with the puppy there. So I'm going to go and do my bit. Australian Opal, words twice. Light Horse reporting in. Light Horse. Love those guys. Good looking bastards. Do you know they earned their emu plume after the shearers strike, and that was a reward to Chevelle and Harry Chevelle and those under his command. And I'm also had the privilege of opening the Park of the Australian Soldier, the Light Horse Soldier, okay, in Beersheba, which was a fantastic honour.
There you go. Yeah, look, party's getting rough. Fugly's talking Bukaki again. JJ's onto tentacles. It might be time to go.
This is what happens. Calamari! Okay, guys, I do not mean to call it short, but at the moment I've got a little bundle of joy. Who's now got a little bundle of joy? I'm going to ride this wave that is number one dad for another few hours, but it looks like I gave my daughter a dog or fleas. So
That's okay. But I think everyone should recognise what a great family you and your ex-wife are with your daughter, and now you're sharing a puppy son. So I think it's like you're a great example of how to get on and continue being a family.
Thanks, mate.
And I think, I really, really think people need to, if they can at all, take that example and try not to be bitter and get better like you guys have.
How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
Exactly, that's how it works.
Did you know a lady came up to us at the pet store?
Mm-hmm.
And it made me so warm because there was like 20 people over the period of time of signing the papers. And I made sure that Aaliyah took the puppy over to each one of those people because you're not allowed to touch puppies in the pet stores. And I made sure that she went around to all the people, giving them a pat. And some of them got to hold it and hug it so they didn't miss out. And a lady just came over from nowhere and she goes, "This is your daughter?" I went, "Yeah." And she goes, "You're a really good dad."
And you are.
And I just thought, dads don't hear that stuff very often. You know, so if you're a lady or you're a man and you've got a man in your life, you know, and it's the only thing we need. We don't need presents. We don't need anything. But when someone just acknowledges that what you do as a father to your kid, it goes a long way. That's all we need.
Because parenting well is hard. So, yeah, good night, everyone.
Good night, guys and gals. Good night. Mucho respecto. Sorry we're only on for an hour and 10, guys and gals. I'm used to doing 8.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you later. Robbie Kent, where is he? Keeper of Hounds. We've got one more for you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for donating your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for Roman for joining. Thank you for the first Japanese writing we've ever had here. Fantastic. And I'm going to go and... I'm getting itchy now too when you talk about fleas. All right, guys and gals. See you later. I'm going to go and do me thing.